And to represent our amazing past, today we have 8 voices from the past who will share their stories and piece together just a little bit more about what you may already know.
A lot of the research was conducted by Millie Broca. She is a historian for the Historical Society and annually does a lot of research and writes the script for the Living History Day. I've always been fascinated by history, and one of the things I like is celebrating local history, because I think a lot of times we overlook or undervalue our own personal lives, our own personal experiences. Yet they're really, in a lot of ways, just as important, if not more important, than the ones we more often hear about. And so I think a day like this, where we call attention to and celebrate the lives and experiences of the people who have actually lived here, spent their lives here, helped create what we have today, is really worthwhile and a very enjoyable experience. And so that's the part of it I think that I've valued the most.
Where else could you find a better person to present the history of Wood County than me? Now that that's decided, how should I begin?
I'm Bob Midden, portraying Charles Sumner Van Tassel, who died in 1942. He is here today because he wrote several books, including history of Ohio, with a chapter on the men of Wood County, a series of books on the Maumee River Valley, and he was also editor of the Wood County Tribune for quite a while.
My name is Gus Chinhu. I go by Gus, and I'm portraying Dr. John Whitehead. The doctor was born in 1841. He fought during the Civil War for a few years. He was injured, then went on to study at different colleges around the area. He lived his whole life here in Bowling Green. Practiced in Portage and Bowling Green as well. He married, had 2 children, and unfortunately passed away what we would consider early at the age of 70 in 1910. He studied for a very long time and suffered throughout his life. He lost his son when his son was very young. Due to a hunting accident. And yet he continued on and built a building in Bowling Green and continued to go and get further degrees. So he was a very interesting character. I mean, he was a very strong person. So I thought that was very interesting about him. Of course, a lot of people back then were very strong.
I'm Thomas Edge, EDGE. I'm portraying Charles Evers, former journalist, historian, and sheriff of Wood County. He's serving as one of the narrators of this, but for me, he seems to be one of those people who just did a little bit of everything. He wrote one of the early histories of the county. He served as a writer and an editor and owner for the Sentinel, and of course served for 4 years as sheriff right after the Civil War. And for someone who had such a long and distinguished career, it's an honor to be able to portray him.
That reminds me, Wood County has produced many other West Point graduates, as well as thousands of soldiers who served our great country and Wood County with pride. Did you hear there are plans afoot to enhance the Veterans Memorial located at the courthouse as part of the bicentennial celebration of Wood County?
Yeah, that's right.
We have to start our interview somewhere, though. How about talking to one of the sheriffs of the county?
Oh, yeah.
There have been 44 sheriffs in our 200 years. I myself served as sheriff from 1865 to 1869.
Huh, I didn't know that.
But there's only one sheriff who has the distinction of being the last county